All right. So the importance of visual content in Rufus recommendations. Andrew Bell emphasizes that Amazon Rufus, a multimodal recommendation engine, integrates both text and images to enhance product visibility. Sellers must optimize visuals with context overlays, product labels, and rich alt text to ensure their products are highlighted effectively in search results. Visuals paired with meaningful text create clarity for shoppers and improve engagement. For Amazon sellers, failing to adapt visual content for Rufus could mean losing out on critical opportunities to stand out in the marketplace. And I'm going to make this a little bit bigger so you can see the images here. But I thought it was pretty cool that Rufus is smart enough. So this person asked, is it suitable for travel and on the go use? And so Rufus replied with text, but then it also pulled this image, which has the appropriate text kind of showing the portability. So it's smart enough to understand the text that was on that image and include it in the chat that the customer was asking about.
Yeah, this is something that we talked about a few weeks ago, Todd, where I was mentioning, like, if you're not optimizing your images for Rufus, then you're missing out. Because and there's a caveat to this. Like, you know how when you're logging into Amazon, they want to verify you're a human, so there's that CAPTCHA code. Also, make sure that your images don't look like a CAPTCHA code, so it can't actually be read by AI, right? So it needs to be clean, and the image and the text need to be relevant to each other, right? So if it's I can't even see what this thing is, but
it's a portable massage therapy device. It looks like
okay, cool.
Mini massage gun.
Okay, cool. So if you're gonna sell this thing, then, and I think they've done a pretty good job, like at the top third of the image, or almost the top half of the image on that second phone image there, you can see the product going into a bag, and then the bag is dark, so then they did white text over that, right? So Rufus is going to see, oh, here's the product, here's a hand putting it into a bag, and then here's some statement about it. And you know, that text in that image needs to be relevant, easily discernible as well. So I think this just proves out what we were saying a few weeks ago, Todd.
Yeah, I think the only thing in that image that I would improve is probably that small text underneath. That's a little hard to read. Now, it might be a little bit easier to read it when you're actually looking at it on your phone, but it's still pretty small to pick up when you're looking at it on a small phone and inside of a chat like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's great all around. I mean, I've been doing text overlays in my images for years, so I think it's fantastic.
Yeah, I think most people have been doing it for a while. The key is just going to be making sure that AI can understand what the image is.
Correct.
And there's some software that Amazon has. You got to create like a developer account and everything.
Oh yeah, that's right.
But you can upload your image, and then the AI will tell you what it thinks is in the image. And I think that's going to become more and more important to make sure AI is being able to figure out what the image is actually about. Now, I think Rufus is probably a little bit better because it has the context of where the image is coming from with all the title, the bullets, and the description.
And
so
the
it
back
can more
end.
easily figure it out. But it's going to be, super important to be tailoring everything to AI as much as possible. It's going to be used for just about everything here in the future. I know it's one of the first things that I look at when I'm looking at a product. I go down and look at the AI summary of the reviews. That's something I've started doing a lot lately.
Yeah.
One key thing here that, I think this image, having an image with overlays, that's kind of self-explanatory. One of the other things, though, is include rich alt text. So I'm going to guess a lot of people don't know what alt text is. So alt text is basically text that's in the code in the background of the image that's supposed to describe what the image is.
Yeah.
You can't do it in your listing photos, but you can do it in your A+ photos. And people have gotten pretty accustomed to just stuffing keywords in there in Amazon, especially. They used to do that on the web a lot as well. But Amazon, that's been happening a lot as well. But what he's saying here is you want to still include those keywords, but make it readable. So rich text that's readable by the AI to understand what the image is about. So not just keyword stuffing, but actually describing the image properly.
Yeah. So this is another thing that I made mention of a few weeks ago. And what to give everyone a little bit of context here on the background of this. You used to use this, well, it's still used for this, but the purpose of this was if there was an issue with the image, when a search engine was displaying it and it couldn't display the image, because back in the day, not all image types actually displayed on different browsers, right? And so what that was used for was to, if the image was broken, it could use that alt text to say, this is what the image is supposed to be that is here, right? Yeah. So that, you just knew, oh, okay, that's supposed to be a red tractor, right? Now, that got, over the years, that got indexed, and you can use it for SEO. So anyone that's using any sort of image editor, like Photoshop, for instance, you can actually add data, this alt text into your images as well. So before you ever even upload it to Amazon, whether it's A+ content or not, you can put copyright info in there. You can put alt text in there, info in there. And so all of that gets indexed, right? And this is something that, yeah, go ahead.
That's a little bit different, Dane, and that's called metadata. So that's
sure,
but still important. I wasn't even thinking of that, but I would imagine Rufus is probably reading the metadata, or at least Ken as well.
Yeah.
That'd be a curious thing. I wonder if anybody's ever tried indexing using solely metadata in an image to see if it indexes or not.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know how you could do that.
Well, I know my Amazon guy tested it with A+ alt text to see if it got indexed. They put in a Spanish keyword that's nowhere else in their copy, and they indexed for that Spanish keyword. Right. So you could try something similar with metadata and see if it works or not.
Yeah. Okay. So to then I should have clarified, when you're talking about alt text, you're talking specifically the ability to add alt text within the A+ content on Amazon.
That'd be the only place that I know of on Amazon right now that you can do alt text for sure.
Okay. Well, then I would definitely employ metadata as well as alt text wherever possible.
Yeah. Yeah. That's something I might have to try running a test on that with one of my products to see if it indexes or not.
Yeah, let's do it, man. Let's see what happens. I'd be curious. I mean, look, metadata and alt text, it's old technology for search engines. It's old technology. Nobody knows that because you're not an SEO company, right? And so I firmly believe that if you can take every stinking advantage possible to put yourself in front of somewhere, that you should take it. And metadata would be one of those things.
For sure. Yeah, it'll be super important to optimize for AI going forward. That's definitely the future.
Yep.